This video is sponsored by Surfshark VPN. Today, we're going to be talking about everything we know so far about the next Mass Effect game. We'll be going over potential release windows, game engine changes, plot details, and more in this massive roundup video. Keep watching to see it all. What's up, everyone? Big Dan here, and today's video is sponsored by Surfshark VPN. VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. Internet privacy is a big deal for me, and when you connect to a VPN like Surfshark, it encrypts your private data such as your browsing history, IP address, and current location. Whether it's your ISP, the government, big tech companies, or just the nosy neighbor at your local coffee shop, connecting to a VPN like Surfshark helps mask your IP address and keep your information and personal data safe from prying eyes. But protecting your privacy isn't the only benefit of having a VPN. You can also use Surfshark to access geo-restricted content on sites like Netflix. My favorite show is It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but I can't watch the gang's crazy antics in my country. But with Surfshark, I can select a server location in the UK, hello governor, and get my Always Sunny fix that way. You can connect to Surfshark VPN on an unlimited number of devices on all platforms including Windows, Mac, Android, and iOS. Surfshark has a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's zero risk to try it out. Get Surfshark VPN at surfshark.deals/BigDan, enter promo code BIGDAN to receive 83% off and 3 extra months free. Since Bioware dropped their announcement trailer last December, revealing that the Mass Effect franchise would continue, the internet has been abuzz with lots of rumors and speculation about what will be in the game. Today, I want to sift through all the information we know about the next Mass Effect game and break it down piece by piece. I'll mostly try to stick to what we know for sure, but since many details are still unknown, we will go into speculation territory from time to time. Let's start off with the story and plot. Now, we don't have many details about this yet, obviously, but we can glean some important information from the reveal trailer, as well as the Twitter feed of Mike Gamble, who is the project director of the next Mass Effect game. For starters, the reveal trailer shows us in no uncertain terms that we will be returning to the Milky Way galaxy in the next game, which immediately raises a bunch of questions about the ending to Mass Effect 3. Shepard's final decision in that game had major ramifications to the future of the galaxy, ranging from the destruction of all advanced technology and synthetic life, to seizing control of the Reapers, and even merging all organic and synthetic life into creepy, green-eyed beings. In order to continue the franchise, one of these endings must be canon, unless we're exploring some kind of multiverse theory, which, hey, who knows? We get a glimpse of Liara in the trailer, and she doesn't have those creepy green eyes, so we can rule out the synthesis ending. We also see a figure scaling a dead Reaper, which was confirmed by Mike Gamble on Twitter as well. So the canon ending probably isn't Control either. Plus, Liara is still alive, so we can go ahead and assume that Shepard didn't go with the refusal ending and allow the Reapers to harvest all organic life in the galaxy. That would be a pretty boring game after all. That leaves Destroy as the only likely choice for the ending to Mass Effect 3 in terms of setting up the next game. So what about time period? What year will this game take place in story-wise? Let's revisit some more important details from the trailer. The Milky Way isn't the only galaxy shown in these cinematics. We also get a glimpse of the Andromeda galaxy. There are a few other hints in the trailer that suggest a connection to Mass Effect Andromeda as well. In one moment, you can hear the phrase Godspeed, which is the same thing said by a Nexus docking agent the first time Ryder flew off in the Tempest.
Optics is away. Godspeed.
Departure vector verified, Tempest. Godspeed, Pathfinder.
On Twitter, Mike Gamble confirmed this was intentional. So if Bioware is planning on tying in Mass Effect Andromeda in some way, this suggests the game will be set over 600 years after the events of Mass Effect 3. Otherwise, all the Andromeda Initiative folks would still be in cryostasis en route to their new homes. There are other details in the trailer that suggest this may be the timeline as well. For instance, Liara looks much older in the trailer, perhaps in the matriarch stage of her life. She would be over 700 years old during the events of Andromeda, so this appears to line up. So piecing together all we know about the setting and story so far, here's my hypothesis for the next game. I believe it will be set along the same timeline as Mass Effect Andromeda, which was set around 634 years after the events of Mass Effect 2. The Destroy ending of Mass Effect 3 will be canonized in terms of setting up this game. Andromeda's story will somehow connect with the story of the Milky Way. Finally, will Commander Shepard return as the protagonist? I honestly don't know. We don't have much to go on from the trailer or anything Bioware has said, so any details about the protagonist are mere speculation at this point. And I've seen and talked about a lot of wild theories about the next playable character. Maybe Commander Shepard was put into cryostasis, or maybe he'll be cloned and we'll play as the clone. Or maybe Shepard and Liara had an Asari child and we'll play as that character. Or maybe we'll just get a clean slate and a brand new character. And on and on. We simply don't have enough information at this point to do anything other than speculate about the next protagonist, so I'll just leave it at that. Now that we've talked about plot and story, when can we actually expect this game to release? At this point, the next Mass Effect game is most likely 4 to 5 years away. Bioware is currently working on their next big game, Dragon Age 4, which is set to release in 2023, although that timeline could change depending on how things go in development. Over the past decade, Bioware has traditionally released games in 2 to 3 year cycles. In 2012, we got Mass Effect 3, followed by Dragon Age Inquisition in 2014, Mass Effect Andromeda released in 2017, and Anthem, that dumpster fire live service game, came out in 2019, Mass Effect Legendary Edition released in 2021, and Dragon Age 4 is scheduled for 2023. Following this release history, plus reports from notable games insider Jeff Grubb, this would place a Mass Effect release in 2025 or 2026, though I've seen other sources like Tyler Wilson claim a 2024 release window is possible as well. In any case, we're looking at several years between now and when we can actually play the next Mass Effect. In the meantime, I guess we'll just have to settle for binging the OG Mass Effect trilogy over and over again, which I have no problem with. Speaking of development, Bioware may also be switching game engines for the next Mass Effect game. For the past decade, Bioware has been using EA's Frostbite engine to develop games like Dragon Age Inquisition, Mass Effect Andromeda, and Anthem. At that time, EA was pushing all of its studios to switch to Frostbite as a way to get their developers on the same page and build a shared knowledge set across EA. And let's be honest, they also wanted to avoid paying licensing fees to third-party game engines like Unreal. Bioware had been using Unreal Engine 3 for many years. It developed all 3 games in the OG Mass Effect trilogy using this engine. They also used Unreal 3 to develop the remastered Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Frostbite had some decent features, particularly in terms of creating beautiful landscapes. Andromeda and Inquisition were undeniably beautiful games. However, it lacked many core features necessary for developing RPGs, such as a save load system, certain types of animations and lighting effects, etc. This made developing Inquisition, Andromeda, and Anthem brutally difficult for Bioware developers, since it made even basic tasks take much longer than it would have in another game engine with a more robust feature set and documentation. Apparently, EA is starting to see the light after the failures of Anthem and Andromeda, so they are open to Bioware at least exploring options for a different game engine, such as Unreal 5. Dragon Age 4, however, will still be developed in Frostbite since that game is already being built as we speak. I would love to see Bioware move away from Frostbite to a more advanced engine that will give their developers every advantage in making stunning visuals and excellent gameplay. But since no final decision has been made at this point, we'll have to wait and see. Over the past few years, there have been many articles and videos about staff turnover at Bioware. Many of the major players from Bioware's golden years have since moved on to other ventures. Most recently, former Mass Effect creative director and Bioware studio head, Casey Hudson, left the company and founded a brand new game development studio in 2021. While the next Mass Effect game may not be created by former devs like Casey Hudson and Drew Karpyshyn, it is heartening to see some OG Bioware employees return to work on this new project. Recently, Dusty Everman rejoined Bioware to help work on the next Mass Effect. Everman was responsible for designing the Normandy SR1 and SR2 levels that we have all spent so much time exploring and talking to our favorite crewmates. He also wrote Kelly Chambers' character and a few other details as well. Another big player to return is Parrish Lee, cinematic director in the OG Mass Effect trilogy. He developed a lot of the memorable cinematics and cutscenes that we see in the games. A few other Mass Effect developers to rejoin Bioware this year are Brennan Holmes and Derek Watts. While the return of a handful of developers doesn't replace all the talent that Bioware has lost over the years, it at least signifies that people are excited about the company's future projects. Excited enough to come back and work for Bioware again. After the success of Mass Effect Legendary Edition and some other internal changes that suggest a focus on making great single-player RPGs again, Bioware no longer looks like a sinking ship. It's a studio that people are getting excited about again. I'm hopeful for the next Mass Effect and Dragon Age games. There's no guarantee that Bioware will get it right, but I certainly like the direction they are headed in. So there you have it, everything we know so far about the next Mass Effect game. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to Big Dan Gaming for more Mass Effect and RPG videos. And remember, get Surfshark VPN at surfshark.deals/BigDan, enter promo code BIGDAN to receive 83% off and 3 extra months free. Until next time, this has been Big Dan. I should go.